Oh, Beth, welcome to Pop Rock Radio. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
That's good.
Yeah.
Technology, it always happens. The first words that everyone
Yeah.
says to me when we hook up is, "Oh, technology." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know that feeling," because this is supposed to be one of the best and easiest apps to use. It's good for our end of tech, like for mixing and recording. It's great, but as soon as we
Yeah.
get other people in, they get the app and they go, "Oh no, what's happening?" But we're there. We got it. So how you been?
Good. Very busy.
Yep.
Very, very busy. I think we spoke probably about a year ago.
Yep. We did.
So a lot has happened since
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah. Yep.
But
yeah. You got some new music
totally.
out?
I do. Are we sorry to interrupt. Are we going straight into it or are we gonna
We're straight in. We're talking away. Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
All interviews are different, so sometimes they do a little intro first and then record. So
yeah, no, I'll do intro. I used to do intros, and what I found was that people on YouTube, they just want to get straight into it. So now I just start recording, and then it's really good when you just start recording because you get the more natural reaction when you say, "Hey, how you going?" And it's
true.
Yeah, it's really
Sorry to interrupt. I hope it hasn't messed anything up.
We're going to leave it in there just to show everyone how much of a pain you are. No, it's all fun and games. It's all we're here to have a good time, not a long time. So, yeah,
that's what they say. Yeah. I live by it.
Yeah. So
a very busy last 12 months.
Yep.
Since we spoke last. But yeah, really excited to have the latest song out. Pieces.
Yep.
So
it's a great track.
I guess I'll just thank you. Yeah. I can't take any writing credit or any musicality credit on it at all. I literally just lent my vocals to it, as did Mark. So we can't take any creative credit there. Just the delivery.
But it's all part of the
when I heard it.
Yeah, it's all part of the craft, isn't it? Just lending your voice and getting it out there. So if people haven't heard it, it's Rearview. Oh no, there's Pieces. Rearview Mirror is the other one I want to talk about in a second. But Pieces with Mark. Yeah, it's a duet. It's a great song, absolutely marvelous. There's a video clip on YouTube. Just so everyone knows the QR code on the screen, people can scan that in. That'll go straight to your website. And then,
fantastic! Thank you.
And everyone can then go from that website to the socials, to the merch store, everywhere they have to go and download, stream the music. Yeah. So
thank you.
How did you come across Pieces? How did you get to do that?
It's quite a long story, so buckle up, and I will tell you all about it.
Cool.
So the fellow who wrote the song, Mikey Adams, he is an old friend of mine. We actually met sort of in the pop punk emo scene, probably I want to say about 10 years ago. And we met through my now banjo player.
Yep.
So he used to play, he actually used to play bass for me when I was doing that alternative music. And I think at the time he was actually filling in on guitar for Mikey's band.
Yep.
So Mikey's from Boston, and his band are from Boston, and they were out here touring. So Peter, my banjo player, was filling in on guitar. We played a show. It wasn't really together, but it was at the same venue. They played indoors as a ticketed show, and I played in the beer garden afterwards.
Yep.
So we met, and we just kind of kept that, I guess, internet friendship over the years. And my husband and I have been to the States a couple of times and visited, and caught up with the guys. So kept that friendship going, and then just stayed in touch. And he moved to Nashville, I think, a couple of years ago, just to further his own songwriting career. And he just reached out to me and he said, "Hey, I've got this song. Do you want to duet with me?" And he sent me the parts, and it was originally he was singing on it. And as soon as I heard it, I loved it. It's right up my alley. Kind of reminiscent of what I was sort of doing before anyway. But then he had Peter play banjo on it. So, give it a little bit more of a country feel. And originally he was going to do the male part. I was going to do the female part. And then time was sort of just ticking along throughout last year, and he said, hey, I've got an idea. Why don't you get an Aussie male singer to do the part? And then, you know, it's a bit more authentic in terms of, you know, you're moving into this country space, and, you know, if you get a country guy, then it sort of just works out perfectly. And as soon as he said it, I just went instantly, Mark Lavender is the guy. I was like, yep, I've got a guy, I know a guy. And yeah, I just hit up Mark, and he, from the get-go, he was just so enthusiastic about it, loved it. And it is something a little bit different, I think, for both of us, for Mark and myself. Like, the songs that I have released so far since coming into the country space, they are a little bit different. So I did have that was a conscious thought in my mind, but then I thought as well, you know, it's a great opportunity for Mark and I both to do something different and not just sort of stay in our own lane. And yeah, so we just both recorded our vocal parts here. And then James North, who is a producer I'm working with at the moment, he mixed and mastered the vocals into the instrumental, which was provided by Mikey and recorded over in the States. So yeah, it all came together quite quickly in terms of like getting our parts together and, you know, getting it out in the world. And yeah, that's basically the song, and it's out, and so far has been loving it, which is great.
Yeah, it was it's a perfect match. The vocals complement each other, you know, extraordinarily well.
Yeah, and I knew Mark would be a great fit for it because we did Academy together in 2023, and we were actually in the same mentorship group. So we were in Kevin Bennett's group, and we had already sung together. So I knew that our vocals were going to sound great together anyway because we had that experience. And, you know, he's probably, because we were in the same group at Academy, you know, we did have a bit more of an established friendship or relationship already. So I knew, you know, that we were going to mesh anyway with the vocals. So, yeah, it kind of all worked out perfectly, I think.
Yeah, that's a great song. So people should go and stream it and download it and, have a good listen. So it's a great track, great duet. It's amazing. So I'm glad it's going well for you. Now
Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy with how it's going so far.
But
so,
you've had,
just keep trucking along and getting it out there, and hopefully, you know, more and more people can listen to it and love it.
Yeah. But you've been busy. Like, I noticed on YouTube a month ago, you had another song. Now I had it written. I had a typo written down in my notes. I had review mirror, not rear view mirror. So
I mean, that works as well.
I was just thinking there, going, review mirror, review, but no, rear view mirror. I watched the film clip of that. That is a really moving track.
Thank you. Yeah, that again, another story which I'd love to share.
Yeah, go for it.
So I put the song out. I released it in February. I think I wrote it. I started writing it probably maybe around about a year ago, or sort of later toward last year, and I was actually going through a bit of a rough patch because, you know, my musical career or my musical journey is a little bit different to, you know, other artists. And I've sort of dabbled in other genres, and moving over to the country space. Anytime you make a change, I think I probably said this last time we spoke, but anytime you make a change, there always is that, you know, nervousness before you make that leap into the new thing. So that's kind of what the song is about, but also reflecting on, you know, I had to go through all of those things and all those experiences to get me into this spot where I am now. And, you know, it hasn't been easy. I've made a lot of sacrifices, as have a lot of artists. And, you know, I personally haven't received any criticism. I don't think anyone says anything to your face, but I'm sure there are people who have an opinion about any time, not just me specifically, but any time an artist makes a switch or a change, it's, you know, there's always going to be an opinion around that.
We're like that with Taylor Swift. We're nice to her face, but
she's the perfect example, you know. And I mean, touching on what she said, I think in her documentary like women in particular often go through those cycles of changes, and we kind of have to stay relevant. Not that I'm on any level as Taylor Swift, but to stay relevant and
I'm just gonna jump in there.
On the page.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in there. I get a bit. I don't know. I haven't worked out the word descriptor for it at the moment, but I want when I speak to like a lot of artists, and they all say the same thing. Oh, I'm not on Taylor Swift's level. I just want to say, yes, you are. You are on Taylor Swift's level. Everyone that we speak to who's produced music and released it to the world and get up on stage and sing it, you are on her level. The amount of when people, I know people in the music industry don't like comparing themselves with someone else, or they, like you said, they don't talk bad about other people. But I've been trying to explain to people, if you're on stage and you're singing, you've written a song, you've collabed a song, you've played music on the song, that's nothing different to what she's done. You are on that level. You are like I can't play guitar or sing for the life of me. So when people say, "Oh, I'm not on that level," I like to say, "No. Yes, you are." And a lot of the fans, would say the exact same thing. You are. All the artists are just as good, if not better.
Oh well, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so I am on Taylor Swift's level.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, she is the perfect example. So she's made so many changes in her career to stay, I guess to stay relevant or to stay in what people want to hear.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Rearview Mirror, that's really just basically what the song is, I've gone through all these changes and made sacrifices, and I've had some criticism probably behind my back. I no doubt had that. But without all of those things, I wouldn't be doing what I am doing now, be having the experience I'm having now. So, and I guess the video doesn't really talk about the music side of things really. And that was a deliberate choice with the director.
Yep.
So there's another layer to this story as well. So that film clip was actually part of a prize package for winning the Eckers Talent Search last year. So that's why that was a little bit delayed in terms of the song releasing and then that video coming out. We really wanted to take the approach. So Alejandro and Marty from Slow Cooked Media, they came up with that concept of exactly the same as the musical journey. All of these things happen and then it brings you to where you are. You're reflective of the choices you've made, although, that story. But obviously music is not everybody's, it's not relatable to everybody. So when they presented the storyline to me, or the storyboard with the video, they said, let's make it about relationships.
Yep.
And because everybody can relate to that.
Yeah.
And even though, again, the storyline in the video, a family breaking up, or a dad being sort of kicked out, and then there's first love. So obviously, like, again, not every single person goes through that exact experience, but that is much more relatable to the general public.
But that's what I picked on straight away. Yeah, straight away that hit me. Like, and then listening to the song and watching the clip, it was like, oh God, I wanted to be cheered up. But no,
when I saw the first edit, so at the end of the video, that's that my real life husband and my daughter. So when I first got the very first edit through, that like none of the coloring matching had been done or anything. It was very, there were holes in the story because we hadn't finished filming. And normally they wouldn't show you that. They wouldn't show it to you unfinished, but they said, oh, we just want to check to make sure that this is on the right track. And I sat there watching it, I think through a screen as well. We were on a Zoom call. And I just was like, oh my God, my eyes. Like, it was a real moving moment for me too.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of music and media. It can.
Yeah. Because when I was really watching it, they did a really good job matching the young girl to you. Even I was looking at it going, how'd they make you look so younger? I'm like, no. I'm like,
well,
everything was like.
I will tell you a story about the two actors. So the the child, the girl who played the child, that's actually my cousin's daughter.
Yeah.
So I hadn't seen her in a few years, and of course I know what she looks like. We connect on social media and whatnot. And when I was throwing the idea around about the video, her grandmother, so my auntie, said, "Oh, Annie would be perfect." And I thought, "Oh, you know what? You're right here.
Yeah.
You're so right." So yeah, I got Annie, and then I actually did a call out for the teenager.
Yeah.
And this is another incredible, like, full circle moment, I think. So the girl who played me as a teenager, Azalea, her mum is a fan of my music.
Yeah.
And she came and saw me play a gig 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago. And that's how she found me. So I think her daughter Azalea would have been like 5 at the time or something. So, and obviously, like, you can't see the future. How do you know that she's going to have such a resemblance to me? Just some artist that she saw me support someone else.
Yeah.
So yeah, she messaged me on Facebook, and she said, "Oh yeah, I think my daughter will be perfect." She sent me a photo, and I said, "That's basically me when I was a teenager." So I just couldn't, like, it could not have worked out perfectly, honestly.
I was amazed at it. I'm thinking, how, like, well, there you go. There's the story behind it. It's awesome. That's wicked, eh?
One's related.
Yeah. I actually thought they'd, like, give some effects to, like, put some filters on to try and make you look younger. So I was amazed at it. I was like, well, there you go. It's wicked. So I was fiddling around a little bit earlier on because I normally have the screens and set up so I can just press a button on the keyboard, go and have it so that the screens will change. And I've got the keyboard on an extension lead to go over because it's normally on the other desk over there. And I think it's come unplugged because I'm sitting there pressing buttons trying to make the full screen so everyone could see you and not see me sitting there going, and it just didn't work. So I think I've unplugged it. So that's a bit of a pain anyway. Never mind. But all right. Oh. Now, you did mention, and I think we did speak about it last interview, but you did do other genres of music in the past. Tell us a bit about that. What caused the change? What were you doing, and bits and pieces?
Yeah. Well, I first kind of got into music when I was a kid. My older siblings, played guitar and sang. And we grew up on the Sunshine Coast, and the school that we went to had a church, a church on the same block of land, and so they were connected. And we went to the church there, and there was just a lot of, sang in the school choir and that sort of stuff. So there was a lot of singing and performing arts in the family and in the school life. And then around about, I want to say maybe around the 15-ish mark, I started writing. Not very well, but writing nonetheless. And it was around when I finished school, it was around about when Missy Higgins was really kind of, came onto the scene and was like, she was hitting it big. So she was a really big influence for me musically, like early on in my writing days. And I always really played acoustic. I've only sort of played with the band a handful of times over the last, 15, 20 years. And then after I moved from the Sunshine Coast, moved to Brisbane. And just the people I was living with and where I was working at a bar that it was a live music venue as well, and they had a lot of like heavy and hardcore bands come through. And then one night they had an acoustic night, and I thought, hey, here's my opportunity. So I just asked to play on one of their acoustic nights, and then that kind of, I fell sort of accidentally by default into that alternative music scene. And that I was already listening to that kind of music anyway. But I kind of just sort of fell into that music circuit and played a lot of shows with a lot of heavy bands in my early days. I, always sort of open up the show acoustically, and still had a lot of angst and a lot of passion. And I think my delivery was probably a little bit more on the yelly side.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of where I was at. And then I, just over the years I played so many shows in the Brisbane area, and a lot of really incredible opportunities, and, played with international bands and some of my all-time favorite bands, that I played with. So, really grateful for all of those opportunities that, different venues and booking agents gave me over the years, because, I was a little bit fish out of the water.
Yep.
There wasn't a lot of, acoustic shows going on. So, I owe a lot to the guys there, and guys and girls who helped me out in my early days.
Yeah.
But probably around, I guess, somewhere between like maybe the 8 and 10 year mark, I sort of started listening a lot more to country music, and, a little bit late to the party, but better late than never, I suppose.
Yep.
But yeah, wasn't playing or wasn't interested in playing country music. I just liked to listen to it. And then, had my daughter 5 years ago, but a little bit before I had my daughter, I took a break from music anyway. I just was a bit exhausted from it. I'd kind of ticked all the boxes. It wasn't really moving on to the next level career-wise. So I thought I just need to stop. It's burning me out.
Yeah.
And then, then got pregnant, had a baby. And then I think my daughter was, probably 6 months to a year old, and I started writing again. And I just thought, I'm going to have a crack at writing a country song, because that's the music I listen to. And I thought it made sense to me that, I write and start singing songs that I'm listening to. I'm not listening to heavy music much anymore. So, it didn't really make any sense for me to be writing in that sort of style. And I think I've probably been lucky in that my transition into the country realm has been pretty smooth, in that, the stuff I was doing before, it was acoustic. So even though it was slightly more whingy, it still told a story, and I still had those elements, which, for me, I think country music is about the storytelling. Yes, obviously you've got the musical element to it as well, but at the root of it, it's about the story, and it's about the people and the experiences and the relationships. So I kind of already had that foundation. So I just sort of, switched, I guess, things up a little bit in the way that I play my guitar. There's different feels, and I probably have a slight little bit more of a twang in my vocal now, which, lends itself well, I think. So, and then, I kind of just have been trying my hand at everything. I've got a real, you got to be in it to win it attitude. So, if an opportunity or a talent search or, something comes up, I'll apply for it, obviously not knowing where that's going to lead. But if there's something that could be an opportunity, if it presents itself, I'm going to go for it. So
would you go on Australian Idol?
Actually, no, I'm too old for Idol.
Oh.
I did look into it. Yeah, they have a cutoff of 35, I think, and I'm older than 35, so I can't go on it. But I have tried for The Voice a couple of times, and I've gotten, in the back end of they do like producer auditions before you go through to the chairs. Haven't made it to the live auditions yet. But
we'll see you there soon.
Hopefully, I'll give anything a crack.
Yeah. I'm sitting here under the desk. Like, if people see my arms moving, it's because I'm shuffling my cards, shuffling my questions.
Oh, you've got cards. I love it.
These are our 10 get to know. So this is get to know Beth. I think we did them last time. I can't remember. So hopefully they're different questions. Yeah, because I've been doing them for a while. Just 10 random questions that you probably won't get asked by another adult anyway. So,
okay. I'm excited.
All right, you ready?
I am.
Okay, first question. If you were a car, what car would you be?
I would be a Holden Commodore Walkinshaw.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with them in high school, and look, I've never seen one in real life, I don't think. So that's what I'd be.
Cool. What was your favourite subject at school?
Ooh, tough. Probably loved drama.
Yep.
But I also really love maths. And I had a really, really good maths teacher in my senior years.
Yep.
And I think in grade 10, I was top of my maths class. So we'll go with maths.
Cool. Well, the next question, believe it or not, we just answered was, would you ever go on Australian Idol? So we know the answer to that one.
If they remove the age limit.
Yep.
Because I think that's discrimination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. What's the best cure for a broken heart?
I haven't had a broken heart in a long time. So what did I do the last time? It's probably not good advice. I think I just drank for a week straight.
Only a week.
That's and do not follow that. The best cure for a broken heart is to go to karaoke with your best friends.
Yeah. I was going to say only drank for a week. Isn't that the gauge on how broken it is? The longer you drink for, the
oh, probably.
Yeah. All right. Macca's or HJ's?
Oh, come on. Cheeseburger from Macca's, Whopper Junior from HJ.
Oh yeah. Do you put fries into your cheeseburgers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you psychopath if you don't?
Yeah. Do you dip your fries into your strawberry thick shake?
Chocolate thick shake, but yes. You're a psychopath if you don't.
Yeah. All right. What's the best pickup line given or received?
It has been a long time since anyone's used a pickup line on me, so I couldn't even tell you. I've been married for 10 years and with my husband for 16, so...
Yeah. Well, his pickup line must have
can't
worked.
help you there.
What do you prefer, cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Yep. A food you can't get enough of?
Maybe just chocolate.
Yep.
It's not really food, but
well, it's a bean, chocolate bean, so it's a vegetable. So
true. Okay.
Yeah. So, yep. It's one of the 5 food groups.
No, I've got one. My mum makes the best cheese balls.
Yeah.
But we only get them on special occasions. So Christmas time, she makes them, and last Christmas she forgot to put them out, so I got the whole box like the next time she came over, which was great.
Yeah. Oh,
so mum's cheese balls.
Remove one of these from history: R&B, pop music, country, or heavy metal. One has to go.
Man, that's tough. R&B.
Yep, cool. And the last question: what is something only you do that makes you you?
I can't answer that question.
No quirky habits, no. Like drink tea with your finger out, strum guitar with your finger out.
I've got no idea.
It's a hard one. Yeah.
I wish I could have prepared for that.
Yeah, no.
Ask my husband.
Yeah.
He would have something sure, something that only I do that makes me me. Don't know.
No, it was a hard one.
I'll have to think about it. I'll come back to you.
Yeah, but next time we're here for a chat, we'll make sure we have that question out. So we're going to start winding up. We're coming up to like half an hour already. It's crazy how time flies when you sit down chatting, and it's good because I like sitting down and chatting rather than a formal interview. It's like sit down like old mates and have a chat and see what's going on. It's great. I'm so pleased that you've got the new single out, Pieces, with Mark Lavender. So I'm assuming it's on all the streaming services now, isn't it? Everywhere.
It is. Yes, anywhere that you listen to music digitally, you can find it.
Yep. It's on AMRAP. Was it uploaded?
Yeah, it's on. We uploaded through AMRAP.
Yeah.
We put it out through. I just distributed it through. My aggregate.
Yeah.
Independently, but we did a push through Play MP3. Play MPE.
Yeah.
As well, and I think. We had a little achievement. It hit the charts at number 13 on Play MPE in its first week. So because
I saw I grabbed it from there as well. I saw it there because I'm pretty sure I saw it on Play MPE, and I seen it come through, or the press release. I think I got a press release. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You probably would have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had one of my long-term friends. She's not in the music industry anymore, but she was for a really long time, and she's sort of been a bit of a mentor to me on the business side of things, and kind of helps me out every now and then with advice and recommendations. And she did the press release for me this time, and I think for Rearview Mirror as well. And then, but she's not really in the country space, so she doesn't really have a lot of the closer connections in the country realm. But she was in the music industry for years.
Yeah, because
worked for all sorts. So
I do remember seeing it on Play MPE. Yeah, because Nadia looks after the pop rock country, and she would have grabbed it off AMRAP, and I also saw it on Play MPE. Play MPE. So that's where I found it.
I'll be the next single that I'm working on at the moment. Nadia is going to do the PR for that one.
Oh, wicked!
So you'll be from her about that.
Is there any hints to what the next single's like?
Yeah, I'm happy to share it. Yeah. So it's sort of off the back of the Ekka talent search that I won last year. Part of that prize package was 10 hours in the studio at Airlock Studios, which is Ian Hogue from Powderfinger. He runs that. I didn't get to meet him, but that's okay. We had James C as our engineer for the day, and we recorded the instruments for 2 songs. I was actually sick the day that we were in the studio, so I was like, I'm not going to waste anybody's time with vocals. I'll just do it separately and send it to my producer, James North. So, the song we're working on at the moment, it's called One Stoplight Town. And that, I don't want to put a date on it yet, but I'm aiming for it to be released during Ekka, because I really want to promote it. I've got all these shows during Ekka Week this year, part of my prize for winning last year. So I want to kind of use that as momentum, and to promote the talent search and obviously to promote the song as well. So that's the goal. And Ekka, I believe this year, I want to say it's the second and third week. It's from the 9th of August through to the something a week later.
We don't have long to wait.
No, so as long as I can get everything together in time, then it will be out during that week. But if there's any delays, I still want to put it out in August, probably around about the end of August, maybe around Yimpy Music Muster, because that was another part of my prize for winning Ekka last year, was a paid performance spot at the Muster this year. So it kind of all ties in, to the Ekka prize, and then by that time there'll be a new Ekka winner. So
Anyway, good luck for the future. Hopefully everything works out really well for you, and the momentum just keeps on going. Can't wait for the next single. So thank you.
I'm really excited for everyone to hear it.
Now thank you very much for joining us. Pieces, great track. Everyone's got to go and have a listen to it and download it. Share it with your friends. Same with Rearview Mirror. If you can, get on YouTube, have a look at the video clip, because it really is quite a moving song and film clip. It'll really touch you somewhere that your pop music lately hasn't touched. So nice, and almost brought a tear to my eye. Anyway, it's a great track. So thank you for joining us. Thanks, Beth.
Thanks, Paul. Take it easy.
Haven't said much to me lately. Been driving all night in silence.
Was it something that I said
never did. You're like a kid, just tell it like it is. You can't take the high road, you're the one letting go. You're like a whiskey, babe, going fast but you burn out slow. Hearts don't break all by themselves, no, they get broke by someone else. We didn't need this, now I'm falling to pieces. It's like you and I never even happened. There's no reason why. I've tried. Does this new guy tell my jokes and keep everyone laughing all night? You can take the high road, you're the one letting go. You're like a whiskey, babe, going fast but you burn out slow. Hearts don't break all by themselves, no, they get broke by someone else. You didn't need this, now I'm falling to pieces. You can't take the high road when you're the one letting go. You're like a whiskey, babe, going fast but you burn out slow. Hearts don't break all by themselves, no, they get broke by someone else. We didn't need this, now I'm falling to pieces. You said you didn't need